Yes. So
Oh,
this is the beginning of our podcast. We got a child
sweet
here.
Jesus.
You know, welcome to the No Name Podcast, everyone. This is your host Arturo, joined by your co-host.
Late off to an amazing start.
We're off to an amazing start with our co-host Ricky joining us and Zanny. No. Oh my gosh.
What?
Okay, Kate, don't. Oh my gosh.
I will say this: if you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, it's Arturo's doing the freeze frame issue again, like always, and all that stuff.
Okay, but not only am I doing freeze frame issue, I'm making egg rolls. Zanny, you're hecka like making so much noise. Get out of here.
It's
But
just
yeah, I'm over here making egg rolls because not because why not? Because I have food ingredients and I have a family to feed. So that's why it's important
no.
for you guys to like and subscribe. No, just kidding.
I understand that. We understand that. It's more the fact that it changes to a new frame every like 30 to 45 seconds, and it's behind because I know you're not still sitting down.
Yes, I agree. No, just kidding. Oh my gosh. All right, but back to where we were. This is the No Name Podcast. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever we have podcasts at, we are on. But how have you been, Ricky?
It's been a week. And
It's been a week.
and it's not even that. It's just more the fact that it's like I don't want to say I've been stressed of what's been happening. It's been more like excitement, stress, a lot of things. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened in the past week, at least within the last week at least, and all that stuff. Last 2 weeks, but I don't know. But in the last week, there's been a lot that's happening. Not just here that we're going to talk about pretty soon. We got in the No Name Sports Show, which is coming out later on, and everything after like a week after this episode. Uh, there's gonna be lots of talk there. I was stressed to my balls out and all that stuff about certain things, and it's a lot, just a lot.
Oof, a lot. I'm guessing a lot of stuff happening over there in the sports world, right?
All right, I will say this. I will say this to for those who watch this and the sports show. I'm just happy that Alabama's not in the college football playoff. That's all I gotta say.
You know, it's been, yeah, it's just been an interesting week. I mean, look at me. I'm over here making egg rolls and doing a podcast with my
Mm.
little sister right next to me, who keeps on wanting to, like, interject herself into this podcast.
Currently, the frame is like she's like dead. She's like giving a death stare to somebody right now on the freeze frame on my
That's
end.
exactly what she does. She loves giving that stares
That makes sense.
to
That makes more
everyone.
sense. That makes
You
more sense.
you know, and speaking of sports too, you know what's been happening in our esports scene? Oh my gosh, dude, that was a terrible thing to say, Sandy. Oh my god.
The No Name Podcast,
But
home of amazing transitions.
perfect transitions. You know, we have transitions like, yeah, Ricky,
Segways.
so,
Segues, my apologies. Segues.
yeah, beautiful segues. But, you know, our Smash esports,
Oh, God.
how has that been going? Because last I heard, we had a Smash World Tour going on,
I just looked at
and
the.
now,
Okay, here's something just now. So I did the doc and everything like that. There's literally a part in there that I just now see, and I know I didn't put it in here, and I'm
it
surprised
was
that it's.
me.
Yeah, I know it was you because I'm shocked by the fact that it happened, but it's not surprising that it happened, and we'll probably get to that soon, and all that stuff. But I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
saying that last part, I was like, oh, that must have been new because I didn't see that when I was looking
that
at referring
was
on it.
I think that was like literally today, like about maybe five 5 hours ago, like around 1.
So okay, okay, that makes sense. Now.
Yeah, and yeah, dude, Smash World Tour. we had it coming up.
It was
Day after
literally,
Thanksgiving, canceled by
shit, literally the weekend,
Nintendo.
literally the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's like I think that Monday. I
No,
want
I
to
think it
say.
was literally the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay, then I could be totally be wrong on that.
Yeah, but after that and everything, right? And then not only did that happen, right? We got like no answer to like why. Until recently, Nintendo was like, "Oh, because no license." But
November 29th. Yeah,
Smash,
it came out the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. On the very first article from Smash World Tour, from the very first one. It's a Tuesday after. Just saying. No
just saying.
schematics. Just
you
sorry.
you don't have to fact check me here, Ricky.
I'm
This is
sorry.
not just kidding.
I'm
Just
sorry.
kidding.
It's being with Manny so much that you have to be able to fact check.
Oh my gosh. No, but like, yeah, it's crazy because Smash World Tour was like a big event, and it's not
A
like
very big event.
a very big event. And we actually had not just Smash World Tour, we had the Panda Cup as well. And
Mm.
Panda Cup was essentially another Smash World Tour. It was happening at the same time. And right before everything canceled, we're like, what in the world is going on? And Nintendo's response was, oh, it's because health protocols
See, yeah,
to
yeah. I did. So I think when it first came out, um, it was quiet and all that stuff, and I literally text you like the night and that night about what the hell's going on and everything. Because as far as I knew, I just knew about the first statement that came in from the Smash World Tour about it. I'm trying to find more about what I could, and also for what I can understand. And I was just like, I don't know what's going on anymore. And I was like, and everything. And I know you are within. You're more of a Smash. You know your Smash stuff more than I do.
I'm a old Smash veteran.
Yes, and
I will
also
say.
he participated in a tournament that we didn't get to watch because it sucked because they didn't put him in it on stream. It sucked. And it was stupid and all that stuff. I hated that so much. All that stuff. Anyways, not the point. Um, and as far as from what I could understood from based off everything, a lot of crazy stuff from this.
It was a lot of crazy stuff. And then not only was it like a lot of crazy stuff, right?
Mm.
But it was also a lot of communication with Smash World Tour, because keep in mind Smash World Tour is not being hosted by like some random company or anything like that. Smash World Tour is basically being hosted by VGC, Video Game Boot Camp,
Mm.
right? And Video Game Boot Camp is very well known in the Smash community. They record and host a lot of it. Look at, I mean, like the perfect egg roll right here.
I'll probably see
And
that
for
within the
those,
next 3 minutes. I'll probably see that pop up in a freeze frame within the next 3 minutes. So hold it long enough so that way when it transitions to the next freeze frame, it might show it.
I'll I'll just like hold it like this for like the next like minute and a half while I talk, and then we could like post this as a meme or something. Be like, get this? No, just kidding. But yeah. So Video Game Bootcamp was the one that was going ahead and hosting everything. Is was going to record it and everything. We had the summit, right? They were the ones that were going to be broadcasting it, and then on the other side we had Panda World Cup having their own tournament. And the way that, for those of you that do know it or don't know, um, the way that the Smash World Tour was being monitored is that any tournament you went to, those would count as points to go to Smash World Tour. And for the finals and everything that were coming up, any points that you earned during those tournaments, whether it be like a small time tournament or a big time tournaments, any and all points would count towards your total score. And Panda was doing it differently at first, saying, only their special events was going to be available. And then after some backlash, they're like, actually, any and all Smash events will be fine for the Panda Cup. And I'm like, already, that's kind of like, mm, as far as like, Panda side goes, because the fact that they wanted to make it kind of exclusive and
Well,
not really,
here's the other thing. Here's the important tidbit that I think is important about this whole thing in general. Especially like especially like reading, like finding out more and all that stuff from today from what I caught up with and all that stuff. And I think that is a more important thing because not a lot of people know, not a lot of people pay attention to this kind of stuff. And I think Panda's tournament is officially licensed by Nintendo. House the Smash World Tour wasn't. And the thing is, um, though it wasn't officially licensed, Nintendo was kind of like letting it slide as long as they don't do anything that's like illegal, such as mods or anything like that. So
yeah,
it's like it was like they'll let them do it. It was just more of the fact of you just can't do certain things. How else with Panda though is it was an officially licensed tournament by Nintendo and all that stuff.
yeah,
And it wasn't
and
and it's not exclusive too. Also to bring that up too, it's not like an exclusive thing too. So
it's not like Smash World Tour didn't try to get a license. They were talking to Nintendo. They
mhm.
kind of got the, oh yeah, go for it. Like the they stated like, oh yeah, the time, like, we don't need to license events anymore. Yet they licensed Panda
Well,
and then didn't license Smash World Tour
yeah.
because of
Well, the
health reasons.
the
Like, what
reason, yeah,
health reasons
that
you got going, dude?
that
Like, you got freaking, like, sure, Smash players are stinky and everything, but like, dude,
yeah,
that's like everywhere. That's not gonna be prevented at Panda, no matter what. No, just kidding.
yeah, because from what I remember when it first came to fruition of these two tournaments, like and all that stuff, and that was like at least a year, if not a couple years ago, that they were gonna happen, still both gonna happen. Panda had the license, was the official light had the official license. House Smash World Tour didn't, though they were in communication with Nintendo back and forth of wanting to do that to make it get an official license and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And then apparently back in April is when they spoke. They didn't after April. They hadn't talked since April of this year until finding out about what happened until before Thanksgiving, literally on things the day before Thanksgiving, about them not no longer they're not going to license them. Nintendo wasn't going to license them and all that stuff, which led to cancellation after.
yeah, and the big all Nintendo's response was, so Nintendo first posted a response saying, unfortunately that Smash World Tour didn't receive a license because of health reasons, but this isn't an era where any Smash tournaments and everything will be affected in the future because they look forward to still hosting tournaments either with any little root tournaments or big tournaments and provide licenses for them.
Yeah, so it's like from based off the recent statement that I saw from Nintendo too, um, they were saying like though they weren't gonna officially grant them the license for 2022 and 2023, I think also, uh, they never encouraged them to or told them to like you to cancel the event and all that stuff. And now they're starting to be a little back and forth because I know they had responded back.
Yeah,
National Tour responded back to that also saying and all that stuff about the decision and all that stuff about that little part about Nintendo saying that they don't have that decision because like earlier before that they had said Nintendo told them that those times were over about those about giving the shut and all that stuff about the unofficial mutual understanding as they called it and all that stuff. So that's all crazy and all that stuff. And then of course it's like the other thing about it was like the other party, which would the other party in this, Panda, coming into this and all that stuff was, from what was understanding of how it all started, was the CEO being apparently going to tournament organizers, telling them about like, hey, if you want to do tournaments, you want to make sure you do it under the Panda thing, because you might not be able to do this again next year and all that stuff
You know, something might happen,
and all that stuff. And it's just,
or especially with the quote unquote threat that he made with Summit, being like, oh,
oh yeah,
it would
how
be
it's
unfortunate if your guys' event isn't licensed and this one gets canceled
yeah,
compared to our event that is licensed,
yeah, and then it's
and
like,
then tried to kick them off. But like, obviously, this isn't a whole podcast just about Nintendo, so I'm just gonna kind of like wrap things up because that's more the nitty gritty.
yeah,
But the big all right now is that Smash World Tour still canceled.
yes,
Um, Ludwig is holding his own tournament actually
that is
with
true.
the top 8 finalists for Smash World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only that, CEO Panda Allen is no longer the CEO. Um, because of the executive decision, he is now stepped down. And then not only that, but Panda World Tour, or the Panda Cup, has also been postponed because 80% of their players dropped out.
Well, yeah, a lot, like that's the other thing about that. When it first when this first occurred, like a lot of players, even their own, were like,
Oh, yeah.
they're
No,
not
80%
participating.
of like actual people that were in contracts with Panda
Yeah. Oh
dropped
yeah.
out. So they only have 20% of their players.
Yeah.
So right now, everyone else is like literally free agents or looking to sign into a new company,
A new org.
new orgs.
Let's see here. What was it? That was 3 days ago. Trying to get the tweet.
Yeah. Oh, and then the CEO. So like Alan, right? You know what he said? You know what he tweeted today as well? He also tweeted, I will be back. I have evidence that goes against Smash World Tour and the summit. And I'm like, if you have that evidence, why didn't you present it then and there? Because then that makes it look more like, oh,
We'll see. I mean, we'll see
I'm
what
I'm
happens.
gonna I'm gonna look for something to like
Okay, yeah.
that makes no
So he actually stepped down as of last night. That was the day since we're recording this on a Monday. It was Sunday night that he did this and all that stuff. Panda has heard the concerns of the Smash community. This is from Panda's official Twitter.
Yeah.
And also is taking immediate action. Allen is no longer CEO, effective immediately. In the interim, Panda employees are working with outside advisors to form a temporary interim management committee to act as CEO and navigate it at a critical time. And all stuff. IMC immediate priorities are to work with any team member that desires to resign, including release from any contractual obligations, support those who feel displaced through these events, and find a home either with Panda or another organization. Um, and then yeah, later on, and then of course it does, like, due to security concerns of our staff and contractors, the Panda Cup finale is postponed. IMC will work to issue refunds to all those who registered in the coming weeks and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So not only did we got one canceled, there's another one is now postponed, and
Yeah.
everything's just gonna. I remember the first
And
thing I told you. I remember the one thing I told you was like, "What's gonna happen to Genesis next month?" I was worried because I wanted to go to attend that. I would go.
they didn't they tweet today with like some eyeballs like
I think they're good. They're good.
yeah,
They're
they're
good
good.
because they've been tweeting. They've been tweeting like stuff. It's like they're good and all that stuff, and they've been like tweeting out like stuff to like vendors about information and all that stuff. So like that's
Yeah.
fine, thank God, because it's like I don't need that. I was like I don't want to miss. I want to watch this and all that stuff. I want to attend that again.
Oh,
So, so
are we trying to go for Saturday or are we trying to do Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday, since the main pass covers now all 3 days, all
Oh,
days
true,
now.
true.
I'm down for that and all that stuff. I want to do both.
What
Yeah.
was I gonna say? I was gonna say,
So they're
but
one of
yeah, like
yeah.
a lot of crazy stuff that's happening in the Smash scene right now.
Oh my god.
Things being canceled, things being postponed. Uh, keep in mind, this would not have happened both if Nintendo decided to give both Special Tour and Panda their license. This wouldn't have happened
Well, no,
if
I don't even think it's.
I,
I don't think it's. Look, this is just me. I think I'm just kind of like playing a little bit of devil's advocate right here on this part.
uh,
I don't think it's more the fact of Nintendo not giving them a license, because like if there was like an, I guess you could say, gentleman's agreement, hint to later on a topic we're gonna talk about. Um, uh, of the fact that Nintendo is allowing these tournament organizers to still do Smash tournaments. They just can't do anything to what's deemed illegal, such as like mods and all that stuff. And I forgot the name of that one melee mod that's big and everything like that. So as an example, like you can't, like, as long as you're not doing that stuff,
Strict
and
X.
I think so. And it's like, as long as you're not doing that kind of stuff, and it's the actual game itself and everything, then it's fine. And Nintendo won't push and everything, unless between now and then there's been some organizational changes within the company itself and everything.
Fun
Uh,
fact: I've actually won a Project X tournament out of college
fun, fun. Um,
with the link. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, that was so atrocious. Actually,
yeah. And then it's like, and it's
now
like I
Nintendo
said,
don't ban this video.
we're just saying all that stuff. Um, Now, like I said, unless there was some organizational stuff within the company, then yeah. And yes, I know for the fact that there is a history with the esports scene of Smash and Nintendo and all that stuff. I know there's a history, not a good one, and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, if there was a place, like, going onto the side of Smash World Tour, if there was like you said, a gentleman's agreement of the fact, like, Nintendo is allowing you to do these tournaments, as long as you don't do these certain things, then you're fine. We'll, like, let it go. Then yes, they were still in talks with Nintendo of getting an official license and all that stuff. And then whatever happened on the Panda side of, even though, like, you now know, the CEO is no longer part of the company, and if those things,
Well, he's still with the company. He's just being he just doesn't have his power and influence anymore.
okay, never mind it about that. Um, Unless he did say those things too, and even because now he's saying he's not, and is there he has now to have this evidence and all that sort. It's gonna be
Evidence.
interesting to see what it is, what's going on here, and all that stuff. And Nintendo, of course, he's already late. Nintendo's already said what they've said and all that stuff. The licenses, they say the license is more due to the fact of health and concern. Of course, we're coming off COVID still, and everything like that, and all that stuff. It's gonna be interesting what's gonna happen in the next couple months and all that stuff. Seeing what's gonna happen, where this is gonna lead, and all that stuff. And hopefully, whatever the former CEO does or says about, hope he brings this out rather sooner rather than later, because it's gonna take a while to get that all. It's gonna be something interesting to know of, like, what he's gonna say about these guys and all that stuff, and what's gonna
Yeah.
happen, and also, and hopefully, I'd rather be after Genesis so I can enjoy that. Still, just saying.
Exactly. But then not only that, but it's more the fact. Oh shoot! I remember I was gonna go with this because I was rolling up my egg roll.
Excuse me.
But it's more the fact that all this is happening and everything, and Panda's first response, instead of it being like a copy paste from basically Nintendo, um, they were like apologizing for Alan's behavior, and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry about his behavior specifically, um, but Panda's company, we will still see you there at Panda World Tour." Compared to like where it is now, like, oh, Alan is stepping down, and then we're doing stuff to like help out our situation right now. And I felt like that was just a little too late because a lot of stuff has already happened in that time,
Oh yeah,
in that time frame.
yeah. I mean, it's like, and everything. Like, all this stuff is like,
Especially because the biggest thing is that with Smash players, especially in the video game community and esports, there isn't a lot of, you know, prize pool money
oh no,
involved. Like not at all. Like you get little, you could buy a pack of cigarettes after winning a game of Smash, after winning a tournament of Smash. It's it doesn't pay well.
no, it
But
doesn't. But then again, it's like,
despite that, we host these big events, and granted, we've been getting more and more because of like big time streamers, you know,
influencers,
donating
some
into the prize
influencers.
pool and everything. We have people like Ludwig, for instance, hosting his own tournament for our top 8 contenders
Well, here's
and everything.
and then but here's the thing. Also, Ludwig happened to mention this in a video where he was
True.
like talking about this stuff of like saying like, if this stuff is true about Nintendo more having more is like, it's no longer this whole gentleman's agreement kind of thing. He's even scared of wanting to probably host his own tournaments in the future and all that stuff. I mean, damn, he lost like a bunch of money in in one he just did recently in an invitational
Yeah,
and all that stuff, and that's because only a big sponsor decided to drop out last minute and all that stuff,
yeah.
and that's crazy to know. And it's just like,
And then, especially with the esports teams that provide their own money, their own funds to help these players go play, because in the end of the day, these are people that are really skilled at the game, and they sign on to participate because they're there to play. And this was going to be such a big event where we were going to see a lot of the top players just go at it. And that was going to be something really interesting for to see as a community, because keep in mind this was our first world tournament,
mm,
and unfortunately it was
we literally lost
kind
two in
of
we lost two in a week span.
we lost two in like a week span.
You know, so I
And
mean,
keep in mind,
one's
if you're
officially
watching this
canceled
in
and
the
one's
future
postponed.
and Smash is back up and running again, you know good for that. If not, if we live in like an apocalyptic world and there's no Smash anymore,
Well, I think
I
also
was
it's like,
kidding.
I don't I don't remember where I heard this from and all that stuff, but it's like, I mean, Nintendo's not a company that's like very big on supporting competitive scenes on their games, particularly like Smash in general,
Particularly
and
Smash.
particularly Smash and all that stuff. And it sucks to see that and everything. But I think that's just because it's a Japanese company and the Japanese culture is totally
This
different.
is my last rapper. I'll do it special. I'm sorry.
So, and I hope that changes. I mean, it feels like it kind of did with Panda Cup getting a license first, and then the Smash World Tour actually still going without having a license was that seemed like a point in the right direction. This kind of like throws it into a makes it throws a curveball at it for sure. Um, but I hope that we something. I hope something changes between now and then. We'll get to see this stuff again, because I think competitive. I think just the fight scene in general on the esports side is just something that's like needs a lot of support, and in general.
If anything, multiverses just will take over.
Oh, I don't know about that. People call it a dead game now.
It's not a dead game. It's actually
It's
one of the top fighter. Well, keep in mind, people call it a dead game, but you got to look at it for the gaming category that it's in. It's in a fighting game
it's a
category,
platforming fighting game also.
platform fighting game, and it's the biggest out there.
Hmm.
What do
And
we have? Because Smash doesn't necessarily count as a fighting game, depending because of Nintendo.
no,
Um,
the Smash competitive scene counted as a fighting.
Smash competitive scene, but second to that, we have multiverses.
Yeah, but then again, it's like everyone complain. People complain about that game because it's not Smash, and it's like that's not the
Well, I'm like,
point.
it's not supposed to be Smash.
It's not supposed to be Smash and all that stuff. It's a free to play.
You
It's literally a free to play game and all that stuff.
you have your Smash, and it's kind of going dog water for you, but like, hey, Multiverses is
N-
here,
Not
which
that.
we got to get back to playing. Not just
Yes, I
kidding.
know. Yes, I know. And it's not that we don't hate. We're not hating on Smash and all that stuff and everything
Oh no,
like
we
that.
love Smash. We grew up with Smash.
Exactly. It's like Arturo more to me and all that stuff. Like I still play. I'll play it when the opportunity comes. Don't get me wrong, and all
Same.
that stuff. Like I would love. I love playing. I enjoy that game to the tooth and all that stuff.
I
Uh,
have so much filling left over.
and everything like that. But it's just more the fact of like if your company is not supporting that particular scene, it just makes it tough and all that stuff. It really does,
Makes it tough.
and everything. And it's just it's I mean it's nice to see that other companies are embracing the fighting game community. In particularly, Nintendo is just it's just a pain in the butt all the time with it and all that stuff. But hey, it is what it is.
It's what it is. I need a bag.
I think I like the one thing about fighting games in particular, there's I don't know if I ever told you this, and I don't know if you know this, but Riot Games is making a fighting game
Interesting.
and all that stuff.
What game is it making?
A fighting game. It is
Oh, well,
a it's a 2v it's I forgot what they called it and all that stuff.
you know it's a fighting game I want to check out. Skullgirls.
Oh yeah, and all that stuff. That is something that I definitely want to check out too. I think I bought it on Steam.
Because like
It was awesome.
I always remember seeing it. The character designs always look really cool.
Yeah.
I'm interested in fighting games, but it's the fact that my whole problem with fighting games, it's 2-player. And for me, I have friends that always want to play games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I can't bust out these 2-player games. And that's why, Smash or like Multiverses, where it has like game modes for more than 2 people,
But that's
are
how
like
you
really
make it
cool.
interesting and then make a tournament out of it. Especially if that's so many people. That's the point of that stuff. I know if it's uneven, hey, work it out and all that stuff. You can always
Oh yeah, definitely.
and all that stuff. Um,
My egg roll's burning.
give me a sec while I try to pull up this thing
Oh my gosh, my dog is gonna kill me.
and all that stuff. But it's like because the one thing that fears me, because of course this is Riot Games, and they have two of the most popular games in esports in the world, which is League of Legends and Valorant and all that stuff. But they run those things.
Imagine
Riot,
League of Legends as a fighting game.
right, dude, that's literally what it is, and all that stuff. It's literally because you're using League of Legends characters.
It wouldn't surprise me. They came out with a show. They came out with
Which they did. One of the
exactly.
one of the best shows in the world.
It's gonna do this that way. Like you guys don't hear me washing a dish.
But it's at the same time, it's just more the fact that I'm scared for the fact that they might. That I don't want to call it gatekeeping. In a way, but keep this on a hold on the esports side of it and all of this game of that fighting game, and because it needs a grassroots course, it does, and all that stuff. If you want to see this could grow competitively, that's just my opinion though, and all that stuff. And I'm trying to find this game article of what they're trying to call it, and all that stuff. But I need Arturo to start talking so I can look for this particularly. And all that stuff. But as well, I'm looking for this so I can particularly say it's a 2D fighter. And all that stuff. This is the article. This isn't the video I was looking for, but is this the first one? Yes. And also assist-based fighter. There we go. A 2D assist fighter. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what it's called. That's what it is based off. So it's similar to like let's say Marvel vs. Capcom in a way. In Dragon Ball Z Fighters. I'm sorry, my fighting game knowledge is very somewhat not limited, but it's like hard to branch that out to make it going and all that stuff. But I don't know. We're getting off in a tangent on this because I love fighting games too and all stuff. I don't play them enough and everything. Excited for Street Fighter 6.
Yes.
Oh, there he goes. Okay.
Yeah, we got to play that at
so much fun.
At TwitchCon, and that was pretty fun.
I don't know if they confirmed crossplay on that because I would definitely get it on PlayStation because I like the controls. I have fun with the controls.
You like the controls?
Mm-hmm.
I like my Pro controller.
And all that stuff.
but
For that.
you know, Nintendo doesn't necessarily have all the bad. Like, sure, we had like Pokemon and Smash kind of be meh at this time for this past month. But you know what
Okay,
wasn't meh?
Pokemon's not meh. Okay, people
Okay, okay.
just
No, like I'm not saying it's meh. Like I've heard good things about it. Like I heard that it's a good game. It's just like it has a lot of bugs right now. It's not pretty. But other than that, it's pretty good. Hey, I haven't played the game yet, so I don't really have an opinion. Keep that in mind for people that are
I know,
listening in.
but it's like, why are you compare like the fact that because they could compare like they're bugging about the performance, which I agree with, which I know I understand and all that stuff, but don't try to do this like it's a fucking Call of Duty game and all that stuff. I'm sorry. Enjoy it, have fun, and all that stuff. It is a good game. I haven't got to play it a lot because we're doing it because we have so much other. There's so many other
And it's
games.
getting patch notes. It's getting patch notes. So when I play it, I'll have all the fun with it.
Yeah, you're gonna be lucky. You're gonna look because you're getting this like right after everything gets pretty much when everything gets fixed and all that stuff.
But like I said, Pokemon, it's been good, but it's not at its best where it's gonna reach at for right now.
But then again, when has
Smash,
any other Pokemon? Anyways,
Pokemon Black
moving on,
and White and
moving on,
Black and White 2.
moving on,
That's where.
moving on,
Okay.
moving on, moving on, moving on.
for
As soon as I
for
said that, I was like, damn it, I should have. Like, here it
for
comes.
for our viewers that do know, they know that I love Pokemon Black and White 2. But anyways, the special tour that's been kind of mad news. But you know what? Isn't mad news? Super Mario Bros. Movie.
We gotta talk about some trailers that came out this past week, and I'm very
We
excited about a
do.
lot of these. Very excited about a lot of
We
these.
do.
Stuff.
I will say that Mario movie trailer looks beautiful. My boy Luigi, handsome as heck.
These is going to be a very exciting movie to see when it comes out in April. And also, I'm excited and everything. It looks amazing. I'm excited for everyone that's in this and all that stuff. I think I'm probably the only person here that doesn't care about that Chris Pratt is voicing Mario and all that stuff because I don't care as much. I just want to watch this movie, see what they do with this and where it goes because I feel like there's going to be more to this movie after it's done, especially what this trailer provided and all that
Nintendo's
stuff.
buying their own studio too, so
They did buy their own studio and all that stuff. So it's gonna be like I said. I'm very interested because it's just like the fact that it's like it really does try to like drop some hints about like stuff out there beyond that, and I'm just like, what would they do really, and all that stuff? Because like here's the thing, none of the Mario games connect in any single way, none at all, and everything for that stuff.
I mean, Princess Peach is just always trying to give Mario cake.
Exactly, and for that stuff. So I just want to know what they talk about galaxies, the universe. I'm like, where we're going with this? Is the sequel going to be Mario Galaxy related or something?
It could be.
Did this trailer?
I just want to see. I just want to see Funky Kong. If I'm being honest,
I will
guys.
be
No, just
honest.
kidding.
I will be honest. Did this trailer make me buy Super Mario 3D World on the Switch? Yes, it did.
And you didn't tell me, and we could play together. No.
I meant to bring it up when I got it, but I was like, I just got it. I was gonna play it. I playing it. I'm enjoying it and all that stuff. It's a game I never play. I almost ended up buying Super Mario Brothers Wii U when it since it's down on the Switch and all that stuff.
Oh
But no, I was
gosh.
like, nope. Finish 3D World. Let's get this out the way and all that stuff. Let's chill, Ricky. Chill. And all that stuff. And all that stuff and all that stuff. But I'm very excited. I'm enjoying. I like I like the trailer. The fact that we got 2 trailers in 3 months time span, or and all that stuff is freaking amazing. So I'm excited if they do one more. I think they're gonna probably do one more before the release, so that and everything to give us a little more context of what's going on. Because I already like what they provided. I like this new one. I liked it the first trailer. Some people guess didn't, and all that stuff because it didn't
Mm.
provide a lot. I'm like, isn't the first one more of a teaser anyways, and all that stuff.
People want to see a movie in a trailer, and I'm like, bro, just
Chill,
go watch the movie. Like,
chill,
actually.
like chill. For that stuff.
Also, like, dude, these egg rolls taste so good.
This guy, basic content,
Oh.
guys, basic content. You know,
Oh.
hey yo, but again. I think this movie. I'm more excited the more I see it. And here's the thing: I don't remember when. I know it's next year, but I don't know when exactly. I hope it does coincide when it Super Nintendo World is opened in Universal next year. I remember I was thinking because I was literally thinking this just now. I was like, we should see the Mario movie on the same day on the same weekend. We if Super Nintendo World at Universal opens and all that stuff around that same if it opens around the same time. It reminded me of an idea me and Manny wanted to do.
Mhm.
This was pre-COVID. This was no. Was it pre-COVID or after COVID
Might have been pre-COVID. Who knows?
or during COVID? I don't know. The plan was no because it was COVID. It was COVID. I think if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on all of this. I could be wrong, but what happened was it was the same year Avengers Campus was supposed to come out. Was supposed to open at at California Adventure, but the Black Widow movie was coming out too. So me and Manny were, and then like we thought E3 was still gonna happen and everything like that. So Manny and I were literally planning this out of attending E3, going to Avengers Campus if possible, and then seeing the Black Widow movie at the, and all that stuff.
Mm.
It was like it oddly enough didn't end up happening and all that stuff and everything because of COVID and everything got shut down and all that stuff. Well, I mean, it did. I think. Oh, it reopened anyway. So due to limited stuff, but we ended up not doing it because E3 didn't happen. So it is what it is. All I know is I don't know when. Hopefully early next year. I think it's early next year. I don't remember. I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look that up right now. Actually, I do want to check out Super Nintendo World and all that stuff because when I went
I'm
to
sorry, but like, dude, these are so good.
oh my god, early
You
2024
know,
is when it opens and all that stuff.
for those of you that are interested in my cooking, I'll drop the recipe. I'll give it to Ricky, and he'll put it in the description.
Anyways, but yeah, Mario. I'm excited. I'm very excited for this.
I mean, who isn't?
Well, I mean, like, come on now. It's a game based off a video game. It is Mario of all things. People are gonna have, if you're a hardcore Mario fan, you're gonna have very high expectations on this.
Not only no, will you have high expectations or will you have low expectations? Because you got to think of the first Mario movie.
No, you're gonna have
It just has to be better than that.
well,
Not
no, because here's the thing. That first one was live action. This is animated, totally different. And also,
total different.
this is also from the same company that did the Minions movies and all that stuff, too, and everything. And so it only makes sense. Again, high expectations are all up are it's all high expectations. People are already pissed about Chris Pratt voicing Mario and him not sounding like Mario and all that stuff. So
Hey,
it
it's a me,
it's
Mario.
it's off to a bad. It's already technically off to a bad start in some way and all that stuff
You
and
know,
everything.
I think honestly, I think it's just Chris Pratt because I feel like if he's putting more effort into voicing Mario, like I think it'll be great.
In
Like for
all
instance,
honesty,
Jack Black,
Jack Black is perfect Bowser.
amazing job as Bowser. Like that
Yeah,
was a beautiful casting.
yeah, it
Like
works. That's perfect. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I get it. It's an iconic voice. Everyone loves it. People mimic it most of the time and everything like that. But at the same time, can we not try to do one-to-one comparisons and all that stuff and everything? It's gonna be his own thing. This is a of course this is a movie, but it's not gonna work. We cannot do a one-to-one comparison all the time on everything. and all that stuff. I get it. We could have done the original voice actor for the game, but the thing is, he only does a few lines. It's not much. He doesn't do much when it comes to talking in the game itself, and all that stuff. So giving him this role to do it in a movie, maybe could have worked, maybe not. Who knows? And all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
you got to
this is
remember,
something
it's
different.
the Yahoo man himself. No,
And also, though he does have a voice acting credit in the movie itself. As what, I don't know, but it's still.
it's just quite the stuff we're gonna see. The different kingdoms, how they align. Will we see Bowser's inside story? You know, Easter eggs inside the. No,
I was like, did you just quote? Did you just like interpret a DS game that came out and all that stuff?
dude, I loved Bowser's inside story. It was a beautiful Mario game.
I've never got to play it. I was interested when I first heard about it, but never got to play it. I don't think I owned the
You
DS at the
know,
time when it came out.
turn-based Mario is really cool.
Oh yeah, always heard of like the like that Paper Mario. Those ones in particularly are really good.
It's a Mario RPG.
Yeah, I heard those were always good.
Yeah, that's cool. And Chris Pratt has like a lot of things coming up. He has his Mario and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Now I will say, when this trailer came out, I was like, I haven't seen the holiday special yet, so I'm probably gonna watch that right now and then watch this trailer, which I did and all that stuff. First things first, holiday special, amazing, loved it, good times and all that and everything. The trailer now. Oh, it's very
Funny.
interesting, very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. I think it's the tone of it is very different from previous trailers of from the first two Guardians and the movie and the movies themselves. But I'm down for it and all that stuff because of course there's a lot going on. This is we're seeing the Guardians for the first time after Endgame. Remember, they're between Guardians 2 and Infinity War. It's actually a big time gap in a way. So it's like it's your first time seeing. It's like we don't. There's not a lot talked about in that. Though this is after Endgame. I'm very
Yeah,
like it's gonna be interesting of what's gonna happen. The
because like
team, like we have to remember. I mean, spoilers, but then again, like who hasn't seen Endgame by now? This isn't gonna be the same. This Gamora is from another time, so to say, and all that stuff. This is the Gamora before she joined the Guardians and all that stuff. And though she had some, she already had those instincts of like wanting to just to be get away from Thanos and all that stuff and everything. She's figuring out her place in this new time and all that stuff and everything. And of course, Quill figuring out what to do with that. Them figuring out other things. The High Evolutionary is what this person's called, the villain. What is his doings and what is his role in this and everything. Adam Warlock will finally get our first appearance of him after from the end credit teasers of Guardians 2 for that. So there's a lot of questions, a lot of excitement. I think this is going to be more of a, I don't want to say sad, but more emotional movie. This is actually James Gunn's the director who did the first two, and this is and directed this will be his last one. For what overall, not just in general, not just because it's his time to move on, but also he is now the co-CEO of DC Studios and working on that now and all that stuff. So it's gonna be a very interesting story about this and where it gets placed in the MCU because this is the second movie in Phase 5 because we're now officially in Phase 5 now. Once Quantum Media and all comes out too, but I don't know. I'm just more of like I'm excited. I don't know what to expect from this really. I do feel like there's gonna be like a lot of emotional stakes in this, and that's gonna be very interesting to see how because the first two are very. I mean, though it has its moments, they're very like lighthearted in a way.
yeah,
And
and
go ahead.
I will say I do like that because like sure, Guardians of the Galaxy is a comic relief, um, kind of franchise that was added to Marvel,
Hmm.
I do like the idea of like having like a serious undertone to the movie because obviously there's still going to be the comedy relief that we know. Come on, like the opening moments of the trailer. We
Oh,
have
speaking of
Drax over
speaking of which,
here.
when I first saw that and I see the girl with the ball, I'm like, she's gonna get hit with that ball and everything. She's gonna get hit with that ball, and what happens? She passes the Drac. I'm like, yep, it's gonna come, and then boom. I'm like,
You
oh,
know, Drax was just inspired by the boys and Homelander and his parenting style, and he was like, "Wow, I love playing with little kids. Let me show him how I like to play." You know,
one tidbit about that particular place they were at. I think that has to deal with something with the High Evolutionary, and it's the location of what it's called. From what I've understood, it's called Counter Earth. So I don't know more about that after that, but it's like I said, it's gonna be interesting and all that stuff about what's seeing that stuff.
yeah. Like I said, I still believe that we're gonna still have our cast, be our normal comic relief, but it's gonna have a lot more serious undertones because, for one, Gamora is gonna be different.
This is gonna be more different. It looks like we're gonna get more backstory on Rocket
Rocket,
and all that stuff.
Raccoon Boy, Trash Panda.
Mm, it's gonna be so that's gonna be interesting to see for that, and then of course it's just a lot of other things like I'm interested in seeing of what happens at the end of this and all stuff because again like though it's like the Guardians based in the broader MCU are more I don't want to say disconnected from everybody else but it's its own thing but still connects to everything. I want to see what happens after at the end of this and what happens to these characters and all that stuff and then whatever are we going to see them again after this where are we going to see them after this pretty much
Yeah.
stuff because it's going to be very different odd again that like I said James Gunn is this is I think pretty much this is going to be his last Marvel movie he directs and all that stuff and for these characters I don't like if from anything I've seen out of the MCU the Guardians franchise always felt more of a family direct produced movie especially how well connected everyone is from the from James Gunn to everybody else and the actors and all that stuff and I will be very interested to see of what will happen with these characters and if these actors decide to continue being in the MCU after this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, because this is a very interesting one out of all. I think like I said, out of everything in the MCU, this is the more interesting one about what's going to happen after for them, just in general, overall, all that stuff. Because
It's
because they're like the only thing cosmic wise
yeah.
in a way. I mean,
I mean,
there's
we might
Captain
have
Marvel
there's Eternals.
and these Eternals also and everything too, and everything. But it's like if you want to look more into it, more of like who is that mainstay in a way, it's the Guardians.
It's the Guardians, yeah, because they were literally interdimensional. Well, not
Yeah,
interdimensional, but
yeah, yeah.
planetary travel.
And of course, like people can say like, well, you can always know it from the comics. Yeah, but it's like I
You
said,
gotta remember this
I
is the
always
MCU. It's their own timeline and everything. Sure,
this is
they
their
have an idea of
they're gonna have an
where
idea, but it's like I think for me, for the fact that I don't read a lot of comics, particularly on the Guardians. It's not that I'm scared of what's gonna happen. I'm more excited of what's gonna happen after this movie and all that stuff because it's something I don't know. It's why I enjoy. I think it is. It's also why I've been enjoying this saga a lot more than other people have because I don't know a lot in the comics wise after this. There are certain things that I do know about certain stories, like Secret Wars. I'm hope if it is more related to the more recent one back in 2015. I did read that one, and if it's something like that, then that's gonna be interesting to see how that story plays out. But everything else is like I don't know what kind of stories they're gonna base everything off of, or what they're gonna do after and all that stuff. And I'm kind of cool because like and also because phase 1 through 3 was, I don't want to say it was predictable. It was just more the fact that I knew that stuff,
Yeah,
and
and you knew
and
where the story was going to go,
I
and you
knew that,
knew what characters were going to be saved.
like at the end of the day, like we all knew it was coming to Thanos and all that stuff. And yes, we now know that everything is coming towards the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars for these ones. But at the same time, it's for me though, how I feel about this is more the fact I know what we're coming at in the end part of it, but I don't know what's happening
Anyway,
between now and then and all that stuff.
what's us?
And all that stuff. So that's why it's like I think that's why I've enjoyed phase 4 and in the next upcoming phases, or depending on how those play out.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see, and
Mm.
I'm for it. First time I've been excited about a Marvel movie in a while. I will say.
Yeah, you're like everybody. Yeah, you're like everybody else, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen. Yeah, I didn't even get
What
to see
haven't you
Black
seen yet?
Adam.
What haven't you
Black
seen yet?
Adam.
That's not Marvel.
I don't care. I haven't been to the movies in a while. I haven't seen Black
Oh,
Adam. I
you
haven't
haven't
seen
seen
Smile.
Wakanda.
I haven't seen Pearl. I haven't seen Wakanda.
I got plans Saturday, so I can't say anything.
You know, I'm not even gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Tahoe this weekend.
Oh, again? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, dude.
You did say that. You did say that.
Um, it's snowing. I'm gonna get snowed in, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I have nothing. Yeah, but yeah,
But
yeah, you, yeah.
that's not the only trailer that's happening. You know, we have someone who's a very big fan of explosions coming back. You know, Michael Bay.
Okay. He's
I don't know. I haven't
produced.
seen the trailer, so I don't know.
He's producing it. He's not directing it. I will
So
say that.
even more explosions.
No, no, no.
Oh, I know.
Let me look it up and give you a little more context. But go ahead and start the things while I look this up.
Oh, like I have no idea what to expect. You know, we already had a Transformers with like dinosaurs in it, and they had some sort of beast in there. I don't know what this is going to be. Transformers: Rise of the Beast. I I don't know Transformer lore outside of like the Transformer shows I've seen, along with like the first original Transformers that
So,
came
so
out.
wait. You mean to tell me you've never seen Beast Wars?
I have not.
Oh, that was my childhood right there. I love the Beast Wars. So this is one of the reasons why I'm actually excited for this movie and all that stuff. It's because of the fact that they're implementing these characters from Beast Wars. Um, and I kid you not, when I saw Optimus Primal, Cheetor, and Rhinox, who are the Maximals in this, and I literally was so happy and all that stuff. And not only this, so to provide a little context on this, so this is against Transformers: Rise of the Beast coming out next year. Director is Stephen Caple Jr. If you don't know him, he directed the sequel to Creed, Creed 2, which is a really good movie for those who don't know. Um, and based off what I can understand, apparently it's set in the same universe as the original live action movies from Michael Bay, but not. It's like a it's but also like a loose reboot and somewhat because it's actually the last Transformer movie that came out was Bumblebee and all that stuff, and that was
I
actually a good movie.
forgot about that movie
That was a good
coming out.
movie. That was a good movie. That was actually a good movie. Because the thing is, Bumblebee was set in the 80s, how else this movie is set in the 90s. So that's where it's like, how does the timeline work with this and then all that stuff, in all honesty, and everything. Um, but again, I'm very excited for this movie now more than ever because actually the trailer looks really good in my opinion, and the fact that it's like so to provide a little context on Beast Wars particularly. So the Beast Wars is a pretty much there's a little timey wimey stuff that's about to get explained right now. So the Maximals and the Predacons are the descendants of the Autobots and the Decepticons. and also if I'm saying that right. And what happened was the Maximals and the Predacons were in a battle, ended up going into a black hole that sets them into the past and all stuff to prehistoric Earth and all stuff. And going into that, finding out that they're against, like I said, their descendants, the process, the Autobots and Decepticons are in there, are in this, are here, like, but deactivated and all stuff, and they need to make sure. Well, the Maxwells in particularly need to make sure they don't mess up the timeline and all that stuff and everything, which leads to like Gen 1 stuff and everything. And everything. That's to provide a little context to Beast Wars and all that stuff, because there's a lot of timey-wimey stuff people don't know about and all that stuff about this, in particularly about Beast Wars, about how it's all set time-wise and all that stuff.
Yeah. So
And
it's basically their pets fighting. Not kidding, no.
good job. Good job.
I know. I had to have a Manny moment, you know? At least once.
Okay. But that's pretty much this how this works. I don't know particularly of how the Maximals and Predacons come to be in this. For those who don't watch who don't pay attention to Transformer cartoons in general, there was recently, I think like last year, like end of 2020, end of beginning of last year, there were 3 sets of Transformer shows that came out on Netflix. And the final trilogy of that trilogy show had those in particularly. So that's interesting to see. And also, so I don't know if it goes based off that a little bit more. But
I was gonna ask. I'm like, is it on Netflix, HBO?
it's on Netflix. Let me give you the correct titles for them. While I look this up. But but again, like, I'm excited for this. I'm interested. Like I said, I want to know where the story goes and what they do. Apparently, this is going to be the first of a new trilogy. With this in particularly. So
Mhm.
I hope, like I said, it's Michael. Even though Michael Bay's producing it, and it's a different director, I have a little bit more faith in it because I don't feel like this is gonna have that Michael Bay-esque of what those last movies did. I liked the first one. I'll admit that. The other ones just felt like they got weird and crazy and obscure, and I don't know why.
We don't know what it was smoking towards the end of it.
Yeah, so it just got weird and all that stuff. This like I said, I actually like Bumblebee. I like where it went. The looks of these characters do resemble more of their more older style ones, back Gen 1 style. And the ones that I'm talking about are Transformers War for Cybertron. It's 3 different parts of it in different episodes. The first one is I think it's Siege is the first one. Hold on, let me find the correct order for this because it's not giving me the correct order right now for this. Yeah, Siege, Earthrise, and then Kingdom. That's the order it goes in. For that was, and they're really good show. They're really good. If you're interested in wanting to watch Beast Wars, if you download the app Tubi, I think it's called TUBI, it actually has them. There's ads when you're watching it, but it's worth it.
Yeah, and they block ad blocker, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. You will have to watch it with ads.
Yeah. So I mean, I literally rewatched the whole series not that long ago before the trailer came out because I got a lot of I ended up getting like Beast Wars stuff on my For You page on TikTok, and I was like, and I ended up being like making me like search to see if if it's available on any streaming services. So if you want to watch Beast Wars, the original, like back in the day, that's on Tubi, TUBI, if I remember correctly, if that was correct. And then of course
TUBI.
if you want to watch the more recent cartoons that came out, which is called War for Cybertron trilogy, that's on Netflix. And the chapter 3, which is Kingdom, that brings out both Autobots and the Maximals and all those ones and all stuff. It's a little timey-wimey stuff with that too. But yeah. I'm excited.
A lot of things. A lot of things. You know.
A lot of Transformers content.
And wait, am I looking at the doc correctly? Why does it
Well,
say that there's a Need for Speed movie
okay.
coming out?
So funny thing. So
Wait,
last
it already came out? Wait, what?
yes, I kid you not.
Where was all the promotion for this?
So here's the thing. I knew there was one coming. I knew there was a new one coming and all that stuff, but I haven't heard much of it since and all that stuff. I already knew the title for it. Unbound is what it's called. And then literally, I think it was the Wednesday, the day before it came, like 2 days before it came out
Wednesday.
and all that stuff. I find out, hey, Need for Speed is coming out and all that stuff. And I'm like, wait, what? So I'm like, it's, so I think because you got some people got it like a day early and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll wait till actual release day and see if I can get a 10-day trial, do the 10-day trial for EA Play because I have that subscription. The subscription was the 10-day trial, the 10, no, not 10-day, 10 hours trial. For some reason wasn't available to me at the time. I was like, do they
You're like,
not have a
good,
trial? I was like,
good.
yeah. Now when I got on the website earlier, it was just like, now we have a 10-hour trial. I'm like, what the and also so it's called Unbound, as far as I know. It has like this not interesting animation look to it, which is totally different from previous Need for Speed games. And from so far, from what I've heard, it's like it's actually not that bad. So I haven't got to play it yet. I might just to give it a look and
No,
all that
Need for
stuff.
Speed is a fun game.
Need for Speed was fun. Underground was my game back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Underground was the game. Underground too. I haven't touched it a lot since. Um,
Well, I'm
you
not
know,
really into the racing game, but I know my dad
uh,
goes crazy. He loves Need for Speed and he loves Forza.
yeah. So it's gonna be awesome to see. I am gonna try it, see what it goes, see what it's looked like, what's different, what's new, and all that stuff. But yeah, there's a Need for Speed game that came out. Apparently came out. It was like
Oh my gosh.
I just found it interesting because I was like, what?
Yeah, that's something else. But so Ricky,
Mm-hmm.
we've been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I noticed your beef with some of the things that's going on. What's going on?
Okay, so I think I probably mentioned this in the last episode. I don't remember. Um, but the thing was, so last week, the Call of Duty League team skins were released on Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. And I was like, sweet. I'm gonna get my LA Thieves team skin as a fan, as you can tell by the sweater and all that stuff. Because there's no Northern California teams in the league, so gotta go for Southern LA, South LA, so it doesn't matter. California. And I was like, okay, I'll buy my skin. And granted, to provide a little context, I do own Modern Warfare 2 on both PlayStation and Xbox. Don't ask why. It's a long story in itself. Um, but it's neither here or there and all that stuff.
You
And
know, he just wants to play his God of War and Call of Duty on the same console.
exactly. Stuff like I need easy access. You know?
Exactly. It's why we like women in sundresses.
Exactly. I just reveal the truth. Anyways, so I bought the skin. I bought it on the PlayStation because I had that on at the time. I was like, I'll just buy it. Me, of course. Now I am a big proponent when it comes to video games. When it comes to cross play aspect, cross progression, cross saves, all that stuff. Being able to play with people on a different platform and all that stuff, and all that stuff. I'm a big proponent of that, and I love that stuff and everything. I.e., why you see me still playing Fortnite to this day. Um, and so I got the skin, bought it, looked at it, nice, and all that stuff. For those who are in the Call of Duty community, Warzone community, everyone's calling it a Rose 3.0, 4.0 skin and all that stuff and everything because of how it looks and everything. So, oh well, and everything. Uh, got it, played it, like it. I like this. I like it. I'm cool. And then I was like, I got curious. I was like, oh yeah, let me get on Xbox and all that stuff and everything. Check it out and everything. Now as far as I knew, and all that stuff, everything's supposed to work. Everything's supposed to transfer over with no issue. Yes, there are exceptions to certain things in the game and all that stuff, i.e., the Oni operator that's only on PlayStation, only anybody can be seen by only PlayStation players and all that stuff.
Which I don't even know what the skin looks like still. I mean, sure, I could look it up, but like, I
Yeah, you
haven't seen
can look it
anything in
up, but
game.
the literal fact that I can be playing with Arturo, who owns an Xbox, and when he looks at me, I look like a default skin and all that stuff. That says a lot right there and all that stuff.
This is segregation at its finest.
Oh yeah.
And this is why Microsoft is buying Call of Duty.
So, anyways, I get on Xbox,
This
log
is
in.
this is prejudice on
Here's the
Sony's part.
here's the thing. So I get on my Xbox, log in, get into the game and everything like that. I go to my operators. It shows me having the default CDL skins, which is the black and white with the CDL logo on it and everything like that. It doesn't provide me an option to go to my LA Thief skin. It just gives me the default and all that stuff. So I'm like, what is this? So it's like it for some odd reason it knows I have it, but for some reason it's giving me the default one and not the one my team skin one. I haven't even bothered to check if the weapon camo, is on the Xbox version because I was already just pissed off just the fact of the skin entirely and all that stuff. Here's the kicker. I never mentioned this. I had never mentioned this to anyone. I think I want to say it was the Cold War season.
Mm-hmm.
I got the LA Thieves team pack that year and all that stuff for that year. I got it. I bought it on Xbox and because I had Cold War on Xbox and got it. Have all my camos and all that stuff. Have the skin. If I remember correctly, when I downloaded Warzone on my PlayStation, the skin was there, but the camo was there, but it was black and white. It wasn't the team colors for the weapon camo
Mm-mm-mm.
on the Cold War. So I don't know what's going on there and all that stuff. So I'm upset. I didn't like that. I'm already. It's like, why is this a thing and all that stuff? Like this shouldn't be a thing, particularly for the team skin. Like I'm kind of like shrugging off the Oni thing now and all that stuff. Like it is what it is. It's happening and all that stuff.
You're like, okay, maybe it's just because it's a PlayStation
I
exclusive.
but I think the only gripe I have is the fact that you can't see it. Like no one, someone on a different platform cannot see the skin, the operator particularly, and also, and you know what's even more funny?
Hmm.
Because since I have that operator equipped on my PlayStation, because I never since it's equipped on the PlayStation, and if I go to Xbox, it does give me the default skin, but the voice lines are Oni's on Xbox. I'm like, what?
Like motherfucker.
Like, what is up with that? And it's just I'm like, this. It shouldn't be like this, and all that stuff. Especially if it's not exclusive like if it's platform content exclusive to that platform, and all that stuff. Like
Yeah,
it should,
because you can hear it.
yeah. It's literally for the fact of like you should be like anyone on a different platform should be able to see the operator and everything like that. That's fine. Like if it was like I said, I'm fine for the. I think I've shrugged off the fact that it is a PlayStation exclusive. I'm fine with that, but it's the fact that they limit it to a T, where it's the fact that it's only PlayStation players can see it is the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And all that
You're
stuff.
like, I want to see I want to tell my friends like, haha, look at the skin I
Like
got.
like, come on now.
You're like, this is my only time to brag. No,
Like I have this operator here, and then the but like I said, the real gripe is just more the fact that I bought this CDL skin. Yes, it's on one. I bought it on this platform, but the fact that it knows I have it, but the fact that it's giving me a totally different skin in general on another platform is the dumbest thing ever. And all that stuff.
it is.
So it's like, how does that work? How is your cross stuff working with that? And all that stuff. Like, because it's like literally, it's like, dude, here's an like example. Fortnite. I got PlayStation. There's like limited PlayStation Plus exclusive stuff, skins and all that stuff, and pickaxes and all that stuff in Fortnite that you can get for free if you're a PlayStation Plus member. That stuff
Or even
came,
a Nintendo Switch member.
yeah, that stuff shows up perfectly on my Xbox when I play it on Xbox and all that stuff.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like make it make sense. Like I get it. Call of Duty, it already has enough on its table already with the game already itself, with how much people complain about it and all that stuff. But the thing is, something as that right there is just, oh my god. Like come on, like come on, like, and this is just goes for like say if it's like someone's bought that on PlayStation, they they move over to a PC or even an Xbox, and they just download Warzone on PC or an Xbox, and then like when they see that, especially if it's the CDL team stuff, and they're showing just the regular default CDL skin, it's like, come on now,
Yeah.
like
Or
really?
think of little Timmy at home. You
Mhm.
know,
Oh, I didn't even mention.
he's in a divorced home, right?
Yeah.
And at his dad's house, he has his Xbox, and his mom's house, he has his PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And now, whenever he goes to his dad's, he's like, "Wow, where's the skin that I have on my mom's house?"
Exactly. And it's just for the fact that it's like, and then I don't even mention this. Like, so again, I had the Volt edition.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
You're supposed to, you get this exclusive blueprint and stuff that automatically gives you like the attachments for your for the M4 weapon and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't, for some odd reason, that's not carried over to my Xbox version. But the four operators, like Ghost, Soap, and all them, those did.
Interesting.
It's
So did you buy the Vault Edition for both games? For
no,
like both consoles?
I got the regular. I have regular on Xbox.
Okay. I was
And
gonna
all
say,
stuff
would you get
because
double the content?
my battle no, because the battle pass works with no issue. All my stuff is there that I redeemed from the battle pass. It's showing on both versions, is on both platforms, and even on the Steam version because I downloaded Warzone off Steam just out of curiosity
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. So it's like everything's there and all that stuff from the on the battle pass content at least. And also because that would have been weird for the fact that it's like I got those 50 battle pass tokens, but it doesn't show up on the Xbox. And I'm like, I
That
don't
would
know.
be interesting.
All I know is like yes, again, Call of Duty has enough on its plate already with everything else, but the content stuff you need to make that has to be a thing if you and all that stuff, especially for people who do have to like on situations like that.
Yeah. Some people might be like, "Oh, we don't care. We just want to play the game." I'm like, "Well, that's part of the game. This matters to some people."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Like it's like I get for Call of Duty in particularly, it's like I get people have complaints about there's people that have complaints about this, there's people that complaints about this and all that stuff. But it's like and it's like people are always complaining it's for the fact it's like we can't do this thing and you need to fix this, like doing all that stuff. Like what else do you have to do? I'm like, yeah, they got 15 million complaints about something else entirely different on the game itself and everything like that. And everything.
Always something.
That's why it's like I don't complain. That's why I don't literally complain about it as much because of the fact it's like well, they got bug issues on the game itself. So what the, and so it's like okay.
But, you know, the CDL content might be kind of like lackluster, but the CDL content in esports is something different right now. I will be honest, I haven't been watching it, but I've been watching it, getting those free items and drops that they do on Twitch. So if you're
Yeah,
interested in
because it's back on Twitch now after being exclusive to YouTube for the last 3 years.
right, so weird. You know, did they do drops on YouTube or what?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's the funny, like I know we're supposed to talk about something else, particularly in the CDL, but here's the thing. So Twitch on drop, the drops on Twitch, how that works is you accumulate the number of time you watch, you have to go into your inventory to actually claim it, and all that stuff. And then particularly with the 30 minute tokens, particularly, you have to do those every 2 hours. You literally have to claim the one that you finish in order to proceed to the next one. On YouTube, you just watch and it shows up.
Yeah. So
That
I
was
missed
it.
out like on like 2 hours of stuff because I was working.
Yeah, so it's like you literally have to like as soon as you have to make sure your 2 hours are done, so that way you can start the next one on Twitch and everything. Like, but again, like I said, on YouTube, it was just you watch as long as your account was connected to your YouTube account. All you have to do is watch and all that stuff, and then whenever you get on, it's gonna be there. You didn't have to worry about anything
Mhm.
else. And I'm just like, that's what I was like when I was getting mines done and all that stuff. I was like, this was so much easier on you when this was on YouTube. All I had to do was just watch. All I had to do was literally pop up the app, whether it be on my app, my iPad, my TV, turn it on, have it played, and then throughout the whole thing and all that stuff, have it play in the background if I'm doing something else and all that stuff. And then the next thing I know, once whatever's done there, or if I turn it off or something like that, I can just go into the game. It's right there. I was like, oh, the extra step. Yeah.
For real. I think the extra step, that's what's
But
killing
hey,
me.
but the thing that
Made me miss out on points.
the thing that bugs me though now I'm gonna get on a tangent about CD this weekend. The amount of people that were so happy that it was back on Twitch.
I'm like, do people not remember the whole Twitch fiasco that's
It
going on?
it
The more
it
ads that they're gonna get
it
too.
well that's the thing though. That was like my one concern about that. Oddly enough, my experience, I only had the ad when I got on, and that was it.
Really?
Yeah, I never got ads after throughout the whole broadcast. I mean, they had
I
their
got
like
ads like 3 or 4 times in
they
between.
I mean, they had their ads like in the in-show ads that when they'd go between
Well,
breaks and
yeah,
all stuff
they
that
had
like that
that.
stuff. But like actual Twitch ads where it gives you like the one of seven stuff or one of something, like I didn't get any of those.
Well, to be fair, I think they only did 2 ads though. They did only one. They only did 2 ads.
Like during like the like broadcast ads, not Twitch ads.
No, just 2 Twitch ads.
Oh,
So that could be a big factor of everything.
yeah. Because it was just like so because that was gonna be my one gripe when because that's the funny part too. That got announced the day before CDL started. That was gonna be on Twitch. I was like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh no. Like it just said they're on Twitch. I don't know if it's an exclusive deal or anything like that. They haven't said anything about that's what scares me about that stuff. Like too. I know it's esports and it's totally different from traditional sports and all that stuff because I'm so used to finding out about that kind of stuff
Yeah.
about broadcast rights and all that stuff. But the fact that it's like you do that a day before and I'm already like confused and all that stuff. I'm already like freaking out. Not freaking out, but more of like why and all that stuff. And but you don't say it's exclusive on Twitch. You don't mention about it having to be on YouTube. There is no YouTube feed stream happening and everything. And it was just like I don't. I'm like okay, let's see where this goes. Granted, this was only qualifiers to get into Major One. So I don't know if stuff is going to change between now and then. And then Major One is more of a prime, anyways, because the tournament's going to consist of both uh, league teams and challenger teams, which is like their minor league stuff. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and also, so that's gonna be different. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen by Major Two and all that stuff. So there's a lot of questions that like that's. I think those are the questions that like I have concerns about, but like nobody else is probably asking about and all that stuff, or they just don't open up about it. But apparently, like it was doing so well because it was doing 100. It was doing 100,000 concurrent viewers and all that stuff all weekend. And I'm just
Like, how many of these people are just trying to get their drops?
I bet you the majority of them was just drops and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh. And then
And
chat was popping off going, drops, drops. You know why that happened, Ricky? I can tell you why that happened. I
mm,
was there for that. I saw it go down live.
mm,
So there was this dude in chat, and he was like, yo, bros, yo, homies, $20 Fortnite. No,
That's why I always high chat when I watch esports broadcasters because I was just like, it's something to
no, but that's not actually what happened. What actually happened was that people were like, "Oh, who has jackpot codes? Who has jackpot codes?" And then somebody in the chat was all like, they highlighted their message because you get points. They highlighted their message and they're like, type in exclamation mark code in the chat for Jackbox codes. And the chat popped off. I was like, wow. I'm like scrolling through the chat, so people are like, I see all that, and they're like, and the waves of like exclamation point drops coming in. I'd see, this wouldn't have happened in YouTube chat. But like,
Mm,
good, good. So
mm.
besides CDL as a whole, did you have like anything you want to talk about within the CDL matches that happened over this weekend?
Well, besides us going 1-1, uh, that Atlanta Phase game was a tough one. Not gonna lie. Um, the only thing really that's bothers me is just the fact of what happened on the first day. Um, for those who don't know, Optic played the Minnesota Rocker, and there was they the way that game, how they lost that game shouldn't have been a loss in the first place. In all general speaking, um, so it was on three, map three, which is search and destroy. No, my bad. Control. My bad. My apologies. Control. And apparently, towards the end of the game, Optic won the map convincingly and all that stuff. But apparently, there it took a. I had caught it early on because it really took a long time to get to start the next map, and I'm like, something happened, and it comes to find out, Minnesota wanted to see if they can replay the map or something because of the fact of, so one of the players apparently called a kill streak, which is an SAE to be Pacific, and he was apparently he couldn't do anything, which when I heard that I was like, that still exists, because here's the thing, it's a bug, and particularly with this, so the reason why I know it's a bug because I've experienced it multiple times in Modern Warfare 2. And pretty much what it is like when you start the streak, you are stuck on the screen where you're looking at your tablet thing where you're placing where you want to place things for the SAE on the map. You cannot
That's why,
you can't do anything with it or anything like that. I haven't had that issue recently. That's the thing. But apparently it's still a bug after seeing
you
that,
know,
after hearing that.
that's why chat was over here like SAE instant game win if you pull out the SAE, pull out the SAE.
Again, why I high chat. It's why I high chat, because I don't want to deal with that.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. Dude, I
Eh,
love looking at chat. They're so terrible, man.
it's funny, but at the same time, I'm like,
It's like their own conversations happening that's like
yeah,
not even related to the game.
yeah, and but yeah. So apparently that's what happened to the player, and they had let the league know about it and see what they can do of replay the map, or something like that, or what they can do about it because he was bugged. Here's the thing about that. So that, of course, within competitive Call of Duty in general, there is something called gentleman agreements and all that stuff, or GAs for short. And these are stuff that are talked about within the players of the league, of what to not to be used in the league when playing competitive games and all that stuff, what to use or not to use and all that stuff. And here's the thing: the SAE was gentleman agreement to not have in the game and all that stuff, or you cannot use it if you have it selected as one of your kill streaks. Now, it sounded like it was an accidental call for the kill streak. I don't remember correctly. Um, but here's also the other thing. It was called towards the end of the game. I forgot to check out I did forget to check of how far close was it, because based off what I remember, that game was already over and Optica had already won that map and all that stuff. Now, the league ruled for them to replay the map. And what Optic decided to say was they would rather just forfeit the map and all that stuff, which is fine and all that stuff. All it did all that was that would have led to a 2-1 a 2 they were already up to 2-1. It would have made, yeah, on the map 3. No, they were up. It
Mhm.
was 1-1 going into map 3. Why do I feel like I'm messing this up already? Uh so pretty much they would have lost the map, they would have been down a map and all that stuff going into the next one and all that stuff, and they would still continue to play and all that stuff. Instead, it ended up having them to forfeit the whole game itself. And all that stuff. And here's the thing about like pretty much what's going on with it. I can understand it from both team sides of women. Like for Minnesota, that's fine of going ahead and reviewing it, I guess you can say, on where it leads and all that stuff,
Mhm.
because it is, yes, it is a bug. Um,
It's a
I
beautiful bug.
I also understand it from Optic side of being like, okay, we'd rather not replay the map, and if it ended up of us just forfeiting the map, that's fine. But it ended up leading up to forfeit the game. It's more on the league's part of assessing how to review those kind of things correctly and all that stuff. The fact that it led
Oh
to
yeah.
the fact that it had to lead to Optic forfeiting the whole game is the most dumbest thing in the world. When pretty much pre map it was tied 1-1 and all that stuff. Though, and again, this would have led to Optic having a 2-1 lead in the maps and instead switching it over to Rocker getting the Minnesota getting the map lead instead, and then continuing the game and all that stuff. Would it change things? Of course, and all that stuff. You want to make sure and all that stuff and everything, but that's the point. Just keep the game going instead of just ending it like that just because of that. Second of all, it should have went to Optic in general and all that stuff for two reasons. One, it was based off the results, it was already leading to a victory on Optic's side. Second of all, the kill streak is GA'd and it shouldn't have been used. The fact that even if it is on an accident and all that stuff, just give it to Optic. You are the players already know that it was GA'd in the first place and all stuff to not to be used and all that stuff. So just give it based on the parameters, based on the timing on what that could, just give it to Optic and all that stuff, and recollect yourselves into the next map. You didn't lose the game yet. You didn't lose the match yet. You're just now down a map. That's it.
This just shows how beautiful the professional Call of Duty really is. Because we might have our bad moments in public lobbies,
Yeah, but also at the same,
but like then we could just look at this and be like, wow.
time, it's like we also have to look at it. It's like the league and the development studios of the games themselves need to have some kind of better communication of sorts when it comes to this kind of stuff and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Like right now, like we get it. There are bugs in the game and all that
Hey, at
stuff.
least people are not leaving when they get executed.
That is true. That is true. That is true. But they have to. But at the same time, though, there has to be some kind of viable communication and all this stuff, and sorting this out to make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen, or to make sure games are fixed, or better fixed, or stuff like that, and everything. Of course, the games are running on PCs. There's always that kind of stuff and everything like that.
Hmm.
It's why, and it's like I don't know I don't know if they ever can try. I mean, like with league esports particularly, and even Overwatch League too, they play on a certain patch and all that stuff and everything. And hopefully Call of Duty does the same thing. Hopefully of like, oh, okay, they'll for this major they have to play this particular patch and all that stuff
Yeah,
and everything like that.
just like
Now again, for this case in particularly for Call of Duty, because as of before now, Call of Duty came out on a yearly cycle, so it makes it hard to do. And this is coming out. This is the first major 3 weeks a little like 3 to 4 weeks. Oh no, literally a little bit over a month since the game has come out and all that stuff. And it made me, but it made me question something because like the one thing about Call of Duty League, there was a complaint that
Mhm.
it it always started in like late January, early February, and all that stuff. It never started like I mean like before they call it when before the Call of Duty when it was the Call of Duty World League and all that stuff before they did the whole franchising thing. The season did start in December, but when they switched to the franchise model, they just started in January or February and all that stuff. And people were complaining about that. It's kind of it's like it kind of made me think like I wonder if they didn't start this early and we probably wouldn't have this issue maybe. And this
It
issue probably
probably
wouldn't happen
wouldn't.
and all that stuff. And but I'm not gonna complain. Like I get the reason why they would want the season to start early because it's a month in, the game's still fresh, get the people to watch and all that stuff. But at the same time, it was just like I wonder if they like game came out in October to it's like a 2 to 3 month gap between that. I wonder if say if like the SAE bug got fixed by then, everything would have been working and all that stuff. Who knows what could have if that was different and all that stuff. But hey, I can't say nothing on all that stuff and all that stuff and everything. But hey, but it led to this, and I don't know what could happen more after this. Like it's very interesting to see this. I've I don't think in my life I've especially in watching Call of Duty esports I've seen something like this. Um, uh,
It's just very interesting.
it's very interesting, and it does beg the question like say if this didn't go, so like I said, say if the season didn't start this early and all that stuff, what
There are
happened by
just
January?
too many new things happening all at once.
Yeah, it was just I again like I get it of like I understood the reason why they wanted to start early and why it would benefit them because the game is still fresh in a way and everything. But depending on like the game was buggy the game has been buggy and all that stuff and everything, and it was just so interesting to see if like I wonder if this could have been avoided in a way. So that because like it gives the development team more time to fix the game before the league starts and all that
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
Because the thing is like this game is coming literally before the holiday season starts and all that stuff. And people want to take their breaks. People want to take their vacate and all that stuff, their holiday time to be with their family and all stuff. Especially in video game development, because they work on these games tirelessly and all that stuff. But I'm not trying to like defend and all that stuff and everything. It's just more me being like, what ifs and all that stuff. And could have this been avoided if they didn't start the leagues early and all that stuff? But I'm not gonna. But that's just me. It's happened, and we'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes from here.
But you know what else is interesting?
Hmm.
A certain person.
Oh God, is it that time?
It's that time.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about this person? I
No,
don't. No,
no.
just kidding.
It's okay.
No.
The only reason
Okay,
why
we're not gonna talk about no Neon. No, just kidding.
we're not going to talk about the political side of it. It's just one particular thing, and it's not that. And here's the thing: it's going to sound like I'm defending him, but there's a reason to it.
Oh no, the Kanye stands are coming. No, just kidding.
I'm not defending him. I just find it obliterating, like very crazy. So, of course, for everyone knows about Kanye, of course, he is or was, as of now, I think, married to Kim Kardashian. They have a kid. They had a kid and they had some kid. They had one or two kids, I think, together. I don't remember. Um, so it comes to find out after like their settled divorce settlements and all that stuff. Apparently, Kanye has to pay $200,000 a month in child support.
Makes sense to me.
My thing is, here's the thing, and he has to pay like 50% of security enforcement, and 50% of the kids' schooling and all that stuff.
This is your daily reminder for birth control, folks.
My thing is for the fact that it's like I get it. You're divorced. It was how everything ended was shaky and all that stuff. Why are it again? This is gonna sound like I'm defending him. I'm It's not. It's just more the fact of what the fact of he's paying money when the woman is rich enough as it is and all stuff and everything. Like why add more? Like why do that? You can say it's like you can say you can put that in like it goes to a trust fund. 200K a month is too much for the kids.
Dude, that's like more than I make in a year.
Exactly. And all that stuff and
That's
everything.
like 5 times more than.
Like you're
Wait,
already
actually,
again,
let me do. Yeah, dude, that's like almost 5 times more than what I make in a year.
like I said, he's already doing 50% of security stuff enforcement. I don't know, to watch I guess kids, and then 50% of their schooling already. That's enough, right? That should be enough right there if it's more of just protecting the kids and all that stuff and everything. But to top on the fact, because I think they have like two or three together, 200K a month. They didn't say for each. I don't remember if it did say for each, if I remember correctly. But if it is for each,
Total.
why? Like that's too much. All that stuff.
Because nobody cares about keeping up with the Kardashians
No,
anymore, so they need a flow of income. No, just kidding.
no, they have enough. They have enough of a flow income already as it is, and all that stuff and everything. Not just from the
you
show,
know,
not just from the show, but like all their like business ventures that they have and all that stuff, and their sponsorships from other companies and all that stuff, their brand sponsorships and all that stuff.
Ricky, I have 5 words.
Go ahead. Oh,
We live
oh
in a
yeah,
society.
yeah. I know. I get it, and it's why it's like I'm just saying. I just like it. It's just like I kid you not. It was one of those because I mean like I don't care about like outside reality show stuff kind of things. But that was one of those things where I literally got out of my room, went to my mom, and told her about this because she follows the stuff too. She follows that stuff, and I was just like, why? Like that is obscure. It's again, this is not me defending him. It's more the fact of what resulted in this when she already has money as it is enough to pay for those
Hmm.
kids and all that stuff. Like, you're literally you're setting the kids for life with that for no reason. In all honesty, and all that stuff, you're setting them life in a bad way. In my
Yeah.
opinion, and all that stuff. But that's just me. I'm not going to deal with it. It's just that right there was just paid. That's just like, wow, really?
Speaking of WoW, no, just kidding.
I mean,
I love World of Warcraft.
oh God. I mean, there was a new expansion last week, so
Yeah, I saw my friend playing it. I was like, interesting, interesting. Anyways, Fortnite.
I will not touch that game. Oh,
Are you sure? No,
World of Warcraft, not Fortnite.
I was gonna say, yeah. Speaking of Fortnite, how was that Chapter 3 finale? Because like I wasn't there, but
Um,
I heard things
okay,
were interesting.
okay. So, Fortnite Chapter 3 event finale and all that stuff because they're starting. Starting a brand new finale live event. I love the live events and everything like that. So apparently, the issue only occurred on console players. To thing. So what happened? So they did their live event. The live event was happening. Pretty much, the live event was very different from other ones. And how so? It's more of the fact like you were running around like this section of areas and collecting certain things to pretty much your action to overall scheme of it on how I see it. You're pretty much helping out building the brand new map and everything, which I thought was interesting. People on other streams though, like the chat itself, are calling it an element. I don't know and all that
I'll
stuff.
event.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Y'all just don't care. Y'all just don't understand things half the time and everything. That's just me. Um, so I think from based off what I know, because I had like someone else's stream on uh just to follow along, and I think I crashed on mine when I did it when it happened to me, and it looked like it happened to it was getting towards the end, so I was like Oh well, it is what it is.
It is what
Did
it is.
I have it recorded to put it up as a YouTube video to get it ready? Yeah, but it is what it is and all that stuff. I'm not gonna complain about it as much and everything like that. But I mean, I did get I got to see everything else. Um, luckily enough, and apparently it only affected console players on that and everything, which sucks, but it is again, this is what it is. I was enjoying it. But it did feel like it should be one of that event would have been interesting to do with if I had people with and all that stuff and everything.
Why didn't you tell me? No,
Well,
just
I
kidding.
didn't think that. I didn't think it was gonna be something like that and all that stuff. Normally events are just like you watch, you do something, and that's it. And all that stuff. With the exception of the prior one, which was and all that stuff. But at the end, when I did that one, I was fine doing that by myself and all that stuff. This one did feel more of like, oh, I have friends. Like I should. This one like you have friends, so that way you can like know where to go, what to do, and everything like that. During the event itself, there's like certain spots where if you when you activate it, it gives you flashbacks to prior seasons to certain things that happened. Like one was like the mech, the other one was like the cube back in chapter one. There were some other ones that I didn't get to see, unfortunately, but they was all good. I had it. The thing was cool. Seeing the trailer for it, the end trailer, which is pretty much the launch trailer of the new chapter. Also, when you start the game for the first time in the new chapter, that was cool to see because like literally it's like you get to see the map right then and there at the end of it and all stuff like and all stuff. So it's like cool because like and that's how I saw and that's how I saw it was like we really like pretty much in a way we literally got to build the new map in a way and all stuff, which was cool.
We're not going to talk about my laptop dying right now.
That explains a lot. And all that stuff. But yeah, it was a good time.
No,
And all
I'm
that stuff.
a very interesting host, Ricky. I'm trying to give you new content.
You're just keeping it interesting while as it goes and everything.
Oh,
Also,
let's see.
but it did, like I said, it was a new chapter, um, and everything. We're on chapter 4 now. We have a brand new map. A lot of people are saying it's a lot smaller, and
Mm,
I kind of agree with it in a way because I do feel like we get to a play like at least if you're driving, I get to a lot of more places faster than usual in the other map than the other maps. But with this, it is a new chapter. I played it for a bit. Arturo joined me towards the end of it, towards the first session of it, and I will
that's pretty
say
fun.
I had a good time. I've enjoyed it and all that stuff, and we have brand new guns. The for the map, it's everything is brand new, such as like POIs and everything. There are certain spots in the map where it provides like references to stuff from the older maps, but they're not again. If you're looking for on POI references, such as like if you're expecting like Pleasant Park, Risky Reels, or any other ones, previous ones that you liked, Retail Row or something like that to be in this map, it's not. They're all like everything's brand new. Everything is brand new for this stuff. Uh,
I
again, we
will
have,
say that I'm a simple guy. If I see movement in a game, I'll enjoy it. And Fortnite has new movement in being a hammer.
so the shock. So yeah, so we do get new weapon. We get like I said, as I mentioned earlier, we do get new weapons. One of them is called the Shockwave Hammer. Um, when I saw this first shown in the gameplay trailer that was released, uh, I was very it was literally like this is the first thing I got to try out and everything. And boy, does that thing live up to its name. It is a fun thing. It helps not only for movement but also for certain attacks and everything like that. So it doubles like you get a total of 4 bounces and it recharges after that, and it does after a certain amount of time. So it's not infinite, thankfully. Um, it based off gameplay, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of them on the map, so I don't see and everything, which is a good thing too. but it's a fun weapon to use. It's a fun weapon to have in the game. We also have something that's called the Excalibur rifle. Um,
Rifle that takes shotgun shells.
it takes shotgun shells, but it feels from based off streams that I started watching recently. It has the feeling of a hunting rifle, but here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. It'll shoot a blade. If you hit someone, it'll take damage, but it sticks on the person, and then it'll explode. So additional damage on that. So that's pretty cool, right there. It's a fun weapon to use. I've been enjoying it more and more now. Now that I've gotten the hang of it and all that stuff. We have 2 new shotguns, the Auto Maven and the Shocker, Thunder. I don't remember. The Scar is back as the regular AR and for that one.
Like you can have a gray Scar now.
You have a gray Scar, yeah, that's how it works. No snipers so far from what I've seen.
I don't know, the Excalibur.
Well, this more of a hunting rifle. If you're comparing it to like Fortnite guns,
it's basically a one-hit KO. It does 175 in the head and then it blows up for 50.
yeah. So it's like
So they're gonna be left with like 2 pickaxes.
Yeah. We have 2 new SMGs, one new pistol. That pistol does damage, especially from far range if you hit your shots. I would know, because I shocked the heck out of me when I did that. I think that's it weapon wise.
GOR.
What was the one new thing is augments. These are pretty much perks. How it works is between a certain period of time, you are allowed to choose between 2 perks and everything. There's an option to re-roll your perks, and the first one is free, but it costs gold after that. And there's different augments. One is like reloading your pistol faster. One is to have balloons on your back. Another one is like you get 2 bows available to you.
Yeah, and this happens like every 3 minutes?
I think so.
Like 4 minutes?
I think so. But you get a total of 4 augments though, so you want to make sure you choose wisely. And if, like I said, you can re-roll them if you wanted to. The first one is free, but the rest will cost gold after that.
What's interesting is, I'm like, how is this gonna affect gameplay, like tournament level gameplay? Like
it'll be interesting to see once competitive kicks in a little bit more. But the thing is like since competitive,
people gonna have to grind for gold.
since competitive deals more with building, it's gonna be interesting to see because we play zero build more than regular building.
You also gotta remember too, there's perks that do. There's a perk called demolition, which increases your chances of finding explosives in buildings that you break into.
But that excludes player structures. So if you're doing this, if you do this in regular builds, it won't affect those structures.
But if you think about it, Ricky, how many buildings are people breaking in regular Fortnite builds because they need material?
True. That is true. Oh yeah, there's another augment that increases your chances of getting chug splashes when you open containers.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. And all that stuff. There's another one where each time the circle starts to close or changes, a little homing. You get a little. What's the word I'm looking for? Scan. You get a little a proximity scan around the area that helps you out if someone's nearby and all that stuff, which is something I use a lot. But overall though, I'm loving the season so far. I'm enjoying it. We got our new battle pass is here. All the skins look pretty cool. They're like, I have no idea what you just said right now since it was like all audio.
Yeah, the Doom theme. You know?
The what?
The Doom theme.
Oh, Doom. The Doom guy from the video game Doom is in it. As a collaborative. Your secret skin is Geralt from The Witcher. This is the one based more off the game than the Netflix show. To let everyone to provide a context on that. And yeah, so those are like the two collaborative ones. There are if anyone has not watched the launch trailer, which is the cinematic one, we got hints of new skins coming out later this and collaborators coming out later in the season. We got the Hulk coming as a skin.
Deku's gonna ratio you.
I was saving that for last.
I want to say, Deku ratio this.
I was gonna say, but yes, we're getting a My Hero Academia collab coming soon this season. Not only it looks like we're getting Deku as a skin, but it looks like he's gonna have a perk using his is that the United States of Smash? I forget.
Shoot style. Deku's gonna have a whole new meaning to shoot style.
Yeah, shoot style. I guess you could say shoot style. And we probably might get some more stuff maybe later within the My Hacker. There is a pick if towards the in the cinematic trailer, there was a image of a pickaxe that resembled All Might colors. So that's gonna be something like that. If we get other characters, that'll be interesting to see. And it looks like Mr. Beast is coming to Fortnite. He looks like he's getting his own skin based off the trailer. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Nothing else after that, but this is gonna come down towards the rest of the season. I kid you not, there was Fortnite literally posted something on socials where they announced what collaborations they're doing. The Mr. Beast was one, the My Hero Academia, which showed the name in its Japanese form, not English, which was interesting to see. And they're doing something with NBA All-Star Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can't even say his last name right. So he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's a big superstar and all that stuff and everything like that. We're probably gonna get like maybe an icon skin for him and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. I would probably get that most definitely because I am a big fan of him in the NBA and all that stuff. Even though I never bothered to get the LeBron James one. There's a lot right there.
Why do you use LeBron James in Fortnite when you can have him in multiverses?
Well, yeah, I got him in multiverses, so there's that. But yeah,
I just remember a time when we looked at all this like as jokes. We're like, haha, Goku in Fortnite, that will never happen. And then now look at Fortnite.
Yep. Got that skin. Kid you not, I was excited for that when that happened. I was playing on days on end. But yeah, Fortnite new chapter, all stuff. So far, it's been a blast. All stuff. I'm loving it. I am currently level 17 on the battle pass right now. Hey, it is what it is.
He's just been grinding.
What?
He's just been grinding. He's just simply built different.
No win yet. I've been close maybe 2-3 times on solos.
Top 5 in duos.
Duos, it's a new map. We're getting used to it and all that stuff, and on a duo aspect and all that stuff. We'll be fine. We'll get those wins.
Yeah, stay tuned for tonight on Ricky.
I'm probably gonna stream it tonight after this, but I don't know if yet.
By tonight we mean Wednesday. No, just kidding.
And everything, but yeah, Fortnite's fun.
Fortnite is fun, but I think that's all the time we have for today.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is No Name Podcast. Ricky, you're also gonna have to probably edit my 3-headed dragon face into this for the part where my laptop dies. We'll see. But again, this is No Name Podcast coming to you here, bringing you news, topics, chisme, and all. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, and wherever else that podcast services play on. And we'll see you next time. Peace.